setting up your calendar inside Tekmatix. Well, did you know that you can use calendars not only for people to be able to book appointments with you one-on-one, they can book group calls, group appointments, they can do room hire, equipment hire, and so much more. You also can create in here service-based appointments. So for instance, classic example might be a hairdresser or a salon owner who wants to be able to sell stacked type appointments. For instance, maybe if I got my nails done, I'm going to need 90 minutes to do that. I need to add the price on. Then maybe I want to get my teeth whitened afterwards. That's going to take another 25 minutes and an extra price on. You want these appointments to be stackable so that the time taken for all of the services that I've chosen, and of course the appropriate fee, has come through as well. All of that and more can be done on Tekmatix. So I'm going to take you through, first of all, just this very quick guide so that you can see just some of the basic settings that you will need to go through. Now, first of all, if you haven't had your onboarding call, please do your onboarding call to make sure that your calendars are properly connected and synced to whichever calendar service you prefer to use. You can sync in with your Outlook. I prefer to use my Google Calendar as my main calendar. And you want to have your two-way sync turned on so that no matter which end bookings are coming from, it's all going to be syncing properly and there's going to be no duplicates or double bookings. But basically, inside your calendar settings, you are able to create unlimited types of appointments, and these can be attached to unlimited staff members. You can create appointment calendars that are specifically for individuals, such as yourself or one of your team, or you can even create, for instance, like we have in our support, what's called a round robin calendar, so that whenever somebody chooses an appointment, it might include the availability of multiple people and it will simply show the next availability. So you can use these in all kinds of ways. But basically, when you go to create a new calendar basically means a new offer of some kind, a new service, a new appointment of some type. For instance, this could be a 15-minute call, a 60-minute call, a 90-minute call. I would go in and create a new calendar for each one of those types of calls or appointments. And just to give you a very quick overview, you can choose who that calendar belongs to. You can customize the URL, choose how long that particular meeting or event or appointment is, what days of the week you want to offer it to, and in between which times. And you can make calendars free or paid. You can also change the currency that you would like to make that appointment available in as well. If you're charging for it, you can customize the way that the calendar looks by adding images and icons and logos, giving it a very specific description, and you can even group together similar kinds of appointments. As an example, I have hidden appointments that are not visible to the public. Only people who I'm given certain links to can see those. And I also have a group called Public Appointments with Sarah, which then group together all of the appointments that I can then collectively stamp onto my web page so that people can choose from the grid of different appointment offerings. Now, the other things you can do here is customize the invitation, that title that's received when somebody books an appointment with you. So I normally have the contact's name and, for instance, my name and what the type of call is. And of course, you can then choose the team members that are involved in that particular meeting and change the colors that show up inside your calendar as well. Again, this two-way syncs with whichever calendars you're using by default. Now, also you can choose your availability, the calendar's availability, and you can even create recurring meetings. This works really well if you're doing, for instance, coaching or you're running group training sessions of some kind. Perhaps I signed up to 6 sessions with you over a period of 6 months. So this can be a recurring meeting every Wednesday from 9 till 10, for instance, and it only repeats 6 times. After that, I can no longer make an appointment or a booking inside this calendar. So you can get very clever and smart about how you're using this inside your business. And then the other settings you have is how far in advance can people make these bookings? What are the spaces between each booking? So you don't want to be overloading yourself in a particular day. Maybe you only want to take one of these kinds of calls or appointments or events per day. You can control all of that. And you can also then embed your own form, such as to control what kind of data you specifically want to collect when somebody makes that booking. So for instance, if this was just a normal appointment, I might have their first name, last name, their text message number, so their SMS, mobile phone number, I also will include a little question in that form that you just make, by the way, in the form section, that will ask them, what is your biggest question that you would like to get answered in our call today? What would you like to discuss in our call today? Now, alternatively, this could be for an event. So you might actually have inside this form some kind of checklist. Maybe they're agreeing to terms and conditions. Maybe they're agreeing to photo release information. Maybe there's an upload signature box in it to say that they agree to be photographed during the event. I don't know, you can get completely creative. The point is you can make any form in the form section and actually embed this into the calendar booking section itself. Now, you can also allow people to add guests, add a Facebook pixel. You can add a default thank you message or redirect them to a thank you page. And then you can also choose whether you actually first approve that booking or if you automatically approve it straight away. So it goes straight into your calendar and is confirmed. There's lots of other types of settings that you can include in here, including how you and the customer receives the confirmation of the notification, and even the design and the layout and all of the notes that are included. Now, by the way, I highly recommend that if you haven't had your onboarding, please book your onboarding call. Contact support@tekmatix.com if you haven't had that. You do only get 2 if you've already had them. I'm afraid you've used those. However, you can hire our tech experts whenever you want to do stuff for you. You can literally go into tekmatix.com, click on the support page, and you can hire a tech expert from just $50 to help you get your calendars and appointments set up, make sure they're set up correctly, make sure you've got workflows or whatever kind of triggers or actions you want to happen behind the scenes. To get something done fast, literally within an hour, I recommend that you do that so that it's done properly. We keep our prices low. We're not charging you thousands of dollars to do things here. We want you to succeed. So let's jump into Tekmatix and just show you where these different settings are. First of all, let's go on in to our pretend demo account here. We're going to click on calendars, and it's within this section that we're going to create all of these different kinds of appointment types. Now, let me give you an example from my own website. This is my sarahcordner.com, and I have a contact page. I also have a services page, but I embed my Tekmatix calendars in both my contact pages and in my services pages as well. This makes it nice and easy for people to be able to book calls with you. So here I have book a call with Sarah Cordner, and bam, 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 bam. This is literally my public group of calendars inside Tekmatix that are just embedded via a little HTML widget on a web page. So now people can go in and see what calls I have available. Yes, I'd like to book a 1 hour, please. And as you can see, I'm very, very busy. I'm not available for another month or so. But bam, people can now go in, read the description, see the cost, and go in and choose the appointment type that they like. Now, first of all, in making sure that your calendars are actually set up properly, you will need to go into your settings and you will need to check that your integrations are all in place. If you're using Google, you're going to want to connect your Google account over here so that you have the opportunity to start two-way syncing all of your appointments. That one's very important. And then when we go into calendars, you should have your syncing in place. But basically, inside of calendars, we are going to create a calendar. And this is where you can choose, if I press explore more types here, you can see that you have one-on-one bookings. You have what I called and referred to as the round robin one earlier. This might be if you've got 6 different sales team members or support team members. You can actually add all of their calendars and availabilities to one booking calendar, and it will allow the person to book a call with the most next available person. You can do these group meetings or class events or, group coaching. If you're running online webinars, this one works really, really well. You can also have multiple hosts over here in the collective booking. This is going to be good for your summits or if you're doing podcast interviews or anything like that. And we also have the opportunity for you to create events, so physical events, and also services. So this works really, really well for things like your consulting, if you are running like hair salons, if you are running, I'm trying to think of some more examples here, beauty salons, any of these kinds of services that require stacked time and stacked different types of booking services with different kinds of pricing on them. Let's just pick a one-on-one booking. So I'll just show you now where all that stuff is I've showed you. You've got your calendar name. So if this was going to be a 60-minute call with Sarah, that's where I'm going to be typing this in. Okay, and then we have in here who is the person who is booking this. Now, First of all, you need to make sure you've added yourself as a team member in your My Staff section. So you find that in Settings, My Staff. If you can't find yourself here, you haven't added yourself as a staff member. And I know that might sound counterintuitive if you own the account, but you also have to be a staff member to be able to be pulled up here. Okay, so boom, you're going to choose who your staff member is, and you start then walking through all of these very simple settings. Do you want to take payments? If so, yes. How much? What currency? Make sure you put a full description in there. Click on your advanced settings. It's not going to let you move forward, obviously, until you filled in all of the gaps. But basically, it's very, very intuitive as you go through here. Don't forget, when you're on each page, you can actually look at the what's new. There's always some updates available for you to check out. And if you do get stuck on anything, always click on your little question mark over here, and either you can type in something in a calendar, like calendar pricing, for instance, if that's the thing you want help on. There are tons and tons of up-to-date articles in here. It's probably not going to, is it going to work from that one? Knowledge base works just as well. If you go into calendars here, clicking on the Academy side, you can see here how to create a calendar. You do actually have all of the step-by-step guides. There's a video in there. You've even got these kind of guides and worksheets that I've shown you as well. All right, but you can go onto the live chat right here. I'm not going to press it because it will open a live chat. Go on the live chat, and one of our staff members will be there to also help and guide you as well. But basically, all you're going to do is go through all of your different settings here. Let's just pick somebody just to determine, just to show you the different steps that are in here. My apologies. Maybe I only want to take calls on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and I only want to take calls between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. because I have kids, and I'm going to make this appointment, I don't know, I'm going to just make this up, $180. Let's say it's going to be Australian for me because I'm based in Australia. Obviously, you're going to put in as much details and information as you possibly can about what they get and what it's about. We're going to press confirm. Hope my internet, oh, here we go, / Sarah's 60-min call about strategy. I don't know, let's make up a URL for this. You see how it won't let you go through, you've missed something, and then it will let you move. Okay, preview calendar. Let's go have a look at it. This will show me where the calendar is. Now, we haven't added any images or anything here, but this has now actually synced with my calendar availability. Boom. There we go. We've got all of our appointments free. Now, how do you change the colors and add images and all that kind of fun stuff? Well, I will show you that now. So let's go in and back into our calendar section. You can now go and find that particular calendar. So this is the one that we've just made. I used the search bar to find them. Click on edit. And this is where now you have more sort of customizable, editable features. So over here, this is where you can add your calendar logo, right? And it's going to add your image. If you're in a personal brand, instead of a logo, I might upload a photograph of my face here so that people can see who they're having an appointment with. Okay, so don't think literally logo. I think when it's with people, choose a headshot instead of a logo there so that people can see who they're going to be with. All right, descriptions. Is this going to be part of a group? Is it going to be part of, a particular group of services? Blah, blah, blah. Is it going to be a certain color? Like I have all of my meeting appointments as green. When we go to availability, do we want to change that anywhere? What else? This may be a recurring meeting. If so, it's going to be every week. Maybe it's part of like a 6-week coaching program. I don't know. We can obviously choose, again, all of these different minimum scheduling notice. Maybe I want minimum 2 days notice so that I've got time to plan or prepare for a particular meeting. This is where under forms and payments, I can choose what form I've created that I want people to be able to use to fill in the information. I don't think I've got an appointment here. I've got a brow appointment form, but you would go into forms and create your form, and then your form will show up here. So if there's any specific information you do want to collect, you're going to choose your own. Otherwise, you might just want to stick to the default form. Well, at the very least, we'll collect their first name, last name, email, phone, and any notes from them. Okay. You want to add a consent checkbox. I confirm to receive information from this person. And you can obviously also go in and decide whether or not these appointments are auto-confirmed or whether you actually want to check them and confirm them before they get sent their confirmation email. Right, you can also choose what notifications you or the other person receives, and you can edit those notifications as well. So that will say, congratulations, your appointment is on blah, blah date and time. You can choose to allow Google or Outlook calendar invites to be sent. I always turn mine on for those. I like it when I can really easily add appointments appointments to my calendar? Do you want to allow people the opportunity to reschedule and cancel? If so, by what dates and what times? I always allow people the opportunity to reschedule, usually up until 24 hours before. So that's going to be definitely something that you want to consider. At how short notice are you willing to let people make those changes? And obviously, once you've done all that, you can add a cover image, which is basically going to be like your big banner at the top, and press save. Now, once you've created your calendar and you've got it looking exactly how you want, so you see there was colors as well. I can change that to whatever color I like. Now, how do you actually share that calendar? So here, if I go back and find that 60-minute calendar appointment, I can grab the share link right there. And I always recommend you pick the permanent link. That is now the link I can go and share with people. It's the link I can stick on a button. Or I can go over here and grab the embed code, and then I can go and embed this calendar inside a web page. And I'll do another video below just to show you how you actually embed a calendar into a web page or any kind, whether it's a website page, a funnel page. They're all the same. They're just different words for a page on the internet. All you're going to be doing is basically grabbing the HTML element or the code element and pasting that calendar embed code into that space on your web page, and boom, it will populate with the calendar that people can click on. That looks just like that. That's all that is. It's just an element that you pull over, drag and drop as a HTML or code element, paste in the calendar HTML code or embed code, as you saw it called there, and bam, she's ready for you to book. Alrighty, if you've got any questions, don't forget to reach out either to your little live chat support over here by clicking on your little chat icon. We also have lots of help documents in here, and also you can go and hire a Techspert on the support page on the Tekmatix website. So click on support and it will show you right here where you can hire a Techspert who can help you get it done in an hour. Happy teching!